What might Liverpool's summer look like in terms of their moves in the transfer market? We've got 5 players linked with them here. Stevie, we're going to go through to see whether you think they'd be good fits at Anfield or not come next season. Matthijs de Ligt, why not start off with a superstar in the making?
Listen, if Liverpool's got a wish list, then this guy would be on it. I mean, no question. He is the up-and-coming young centre-back in world football. He's only 19 years old, but already he has a maturity and a class about him that belies being 19. So for Liverpool, would this guy fit? Can you imagine him sat beside Van Dijk?
Be all right?
I certainly can envision it. However, I'm not quite so sure that Liverpool would turn round and spend the amount of money that will cost for this guy. The fact that they have Gomez, they're probably looking at him as the future. So unfortunately, I don't think he's going to go to Liverpool, but my goodness, I would love to have him there.
It would be a dream move if it were to happen. Timo Werner going up the other end, 20 goals in all comps for Leipzig this year.
Again, I think the trouble Liverpool are going to have now is signing players who are good enough to play as a starter, but who are going to be happy to maybe be a backup. Now, does Timo Werner want to be that? I don't know. But for Liverpool, the fact that Firmino has picked up some injuries, and when he doesn't play, there's a huge gap. For me, Werner would fit the bill. He links things together. He does score some goals. And that's what Firmino does. So, again, it would be ideal to have somebody like Werner coming on instead of a Sturridge, for example. Again, it's unfortunate, but I think if it's down to Werner himself, he wants to start, he wants to play, he doesn't want to be sat on the bench. And for that reason, again, unfortunately, I don't think Werner would go to Liverpool.
No, he wouldn't want to prove himself and take that starting place?
He's been through that already. He's a German international right now. He's not wanting to sit on the bench.
All right. Maddison has been really good for Leicester, just 22 years of age. Of course, they picked him up from Norwich. They paid quite a lot of money for him at the time. But Liverpool needing a midfield, maybe a rejig still, even though they've got those new players in there.
Do you know, Klopp's recent 3 in the middle of the park for Liverpool over the last couple of years particularly has been about gaining possession back, about closing the opposition down, about working really hard and then getting the ball to the front 3. I would love to see just a little change in that with somebody like Maddison, who no question has already shown in the Premier League that from the middle of the park he can open defences up, he can create chances, and I think he will eventually score more goals than he is doing right now. So I would love to see this. It would be a little change in the way Klopp operated, but I think this would be a great signing. And you know what? I'm going to say this is a hit because I would love to see it.
Big potential in James Maddison.
Huge.
Harry Maguire, his club teammate, of course he was interesting a whole number of teams last year after the World Cup. Another solid year with Leicester.
Yeah, I don't see this happening. Yeah, solid is absolutely the word. Every defence needs solid. You know, if you can put a central defender on the field and know exactly what you're going to get in terms of defending and not making mistakes, not being Franz Beckenbauer, but being competent and strong. That's what this guy is. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's big and strong. But again, Liverpool have Gomez, who kind of fits that bill as well. You know, he's not Beckenbauer, but he's big and strong. And he's so far in his first season at centre-back in the Premier League, I thought they did great until he got injured. So I'm afraid Maguire is not going to happen for me.
Yeah, again, maybe a position that's of a luxury at the moment for Liverpool.
Yep.
Declan Rice, defensive midfielder, a couple of years now in West Ham's team.
Yeah, well, James Milner's coming to the end of his top-flight career just because Father Time catches up with us all. Declan Rice would have been ideal before they signed Fabinho. I just see Declan Rice the same as Fabinho. Is it good to have a great squad, as Man City will attest to? But I'm not quite sure that he I'm not sure he's better than Fabinho, and so I don't think you go and sign another player like that. I've already said that I'd love to see a little change in signing somebody like Maddison in the middle of the park. So I think that means, just in monetary terms, you have to make a decision, and I would rather spend the money on the likes of Maddison rather than Rice, who, by the way, has had a fantastic season for West Ham.
So one young Englishman instead of the other, which means we've got 4 misses here, but 1 definite for you.
I would love to see it.
You'd love to see it?
I'm not sure it's definite. I'd love to see it.
All right. Let us know what you think about who Liverpool should be pursuing this summer.